Wi-Fi.
I'm using my laptop.
Oh,
Surprisingly,
you are? Okay.
I'm gonna guess it's like episode 27, maybe
Okay, I'm
28.
about to let you know right now. Hold
Oh,
on.
dude. So the only reason I wear my Apple Watch is because I lose my phone all the time. It's the greatest invention ever. But most people
No,
look at their steps and calories and all that. I have this. I haven't looked at that data in like 3 months, and
this is
then I use
episode.
daily,
This is
but
episode
just for the
37.
phone.
This is 37. So Taylor was way off.
37.
Whoa!
37.
We're approaching Breon's 40.
I know. I mean, look.
Ah!
The older I get, the better I get. That's kind of how I look at it. So,
Like fine wine.
yep. So, episode 37 of the Golf Performance Group podcast. You have one of your hosts, Lebronald Palmer, with.
JJ Wood. God, I had a nickname.
No, you have a nickname.
What is it?
It's Golf Bod. You know your nickname.
Oh yeah, the dad bod, but golf bod. Yeah.
Golf Bod 1, and we also have
Taylor Cusack, T-Sack.
Is that my new username? Golf bod 1.
Yes.
The first.
So now we have 3 official nicknames. So when we have the Golf Performance Group Invitational in Houston, and we have our announcer who announces us at the first tee, they're going to say, coming to the first tee, we have T-Sack, and you got to sell it. You got to
And the crowd's gonna go, woo!
Yeah.
And then we're going to have coming to the first tee, we have the Golf Bod.
1. The first.
Oh my gosh.
So just keep that in mind when we have our invitational, when you all can participate with us and get beat by us, because of course we'll be a team. We just need to add a 4th. I mean, we don't even need a 4th. I think we'll be able to beat anybody, regardless. Even like tour pros, we could beat them.
That's some bold talk.
Because I get to play from like the.
You know what we should do is approach a tour pro like a top 100 player. So he's significantly better than me. Okay. Not like a low end. I might be able to beat them every once in a while, but like a good one. And then like we scramble against them.
I would be all for that. I know Foreplay Pod does that, and they did it with Kevin Kistner here recently.
Yeah, and they're like low handicap scratch, but I think we could take them on 3 of us. We don't need 4. It's scramble, and I think we could beat anyone.
Yeah, who would you say, Taylor? In your
I just ordered a new Focus. I just ordered a new Focus band earlier this week, so we'll have to do work on that for you because I know how nervous you get. But then, because I lost my Focus band, I tell you that.
No, you lose stuff all the time though.
And not my phone. If Apple Watch could like connect to everything else I own, then
that explains so much. He loses. Well,
you could invent
that. He loses stuff all the time. He loses stuff all the time. Trust me. All right, so let's go to Taylor real quick. Who would you think that we can beat on the tour now? What player do you think we could beat as a scramble?
Every one of them.
I said Taylor. I said Taylor. Who do you think we could beat right now?
Well, I only know Cusack. I don't know Taylor. So.
oh man. How about Victor Hovland?
We could probably beat Vic. We could probably beat Vic. We probably could.
Come on, give me some credit. If I have backup to make some putts, and you guys, save my bad shots, like we'll beat them all.
Okay, so we've got Hovland out there. JJ, who do you think? You say all, but give us a realistic person that you say if they came and played us at Northgate or Wildcat or
Dustin
Jimmy
Johnson.
Austin. No, we can't beat Dustin Johnson. No.
I'd beat him in a college event by myself. So he may have hit like 5 out of bounds on the last hole because I watched him do it, but I beat him.
We can't beat Justin Johnson. I was going to say
yes, we can. You guys putt better than me. You guys make putts.
I was gonna say Ches Reavie. That's I think someone like that.
Ches Reavie. I grew up playing high school against him. That's not fun. Like
what are you talking about? That's not fun.
I want Rory, Dustin, Tiger. One of those.
We can't beat them. Like what are you talking about?
On one.
Yeah. What are you talking?
Did you drink one of those? Beat them?
Did you drink one of those adrenalines?
This is.
Did you drink one of those adrenalines this morning?
I think
did I tell you one time that I beat Phil Mickelson? Did I tell you that?
Yes. We've talked about it.
We've talked multiple times.
Okay, so why don't you believe? Oh, so I was talking to a student last night. He's a baseball coach. But we're talking about great athletes and how, because he was asking about Anthony Kim, like what happened to him. But then we started talking about like his personality. And he's like, man, and I was like, have you met a great athlete that isn't kind of off their rocker? Like, because you have to believe, and I was like, Anthony believed, like, in his heart that he was better than Tiger Woods. Like,
I agree.
I can joke around about it, but I didn't believe I could make the PGA Tour, so I didn't like. But Anthony believes he was going to be the best of all time, and like he got up to like number 3 in the world, I think.
Yeah, but let's.
So you need to believe, damn it.
I think Taylor and I believe, but I think Ches Reavie is a more that's
Ches
probably a more.
I played high school golf. He's a goober. Like nice
he's
guy,
won on the tour. He has won tournaments. He still won. So
you act like that's the misconception. Like, okay, those top 10 in the world guys, those guys are Mozart's phenoms, but like the Robert Strebs, Ches Reavie, they're good, but their golf IQ and just their management of their game, it's a fine line between like a good mini tour guy and a tour player. Like, if I have you guys making putts and I have my ball striking on, and if we put Taylor on the forward tees and she drives them, we're going to beat them.
Taylor or Cusack, you know Taylor Gooch, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I think that's someone that we could probably really play in real life. I think if you and I went to Oklahoma, does he still live in Oklahoma or is he in Dallas now?
You're acting like I'm not as good as Taylor Gooch by myself.
Stop.
Oh, wait. That's the tour player. Yeah,
yes.
He's better than me.
Yes.
Yeah. I thought you were talking about like one of the other Taylors.
No.
Yeah, I told you I had him on the recruiting trip. He's in like 8th grade and I was a 5th
I know. Yes. And he probably beat you then. So look.
Probably.
so T-Sac, this is what we need you to do. Me and JJ will set up some time where we come to Oklahoma, all the cameras, me, you, and JJ versus Taylor. Content for the
Who's
podcast.
friends with him?
T-Sac is.
Okay.
See, so I think
we get Matt Wolf.
No, I'm getting someone who's reasonable right now. What are you talking about?
Dude, you have Taylor Gooch listen to this. He's going to be more offended than I am right now.
What is he going to be? I never said we could beat him. I didn't say we could beat him. I said we need to play him.
Me at all? You're not going to help me and Taylor are going to help me at all.
Of course we are.
Beat me you're going to help me at least 8 shots. So if I shoot a 69, we're going to shoot 61. If I shoot 67 like I did in my last tournament round, we're going to shoot 59. Yeah.
Listen, Taylor.
How many times Taylor Gooch shot 59? Not
Taylor,
oh my gosh.
T-Sac, you and I will talk off the podcast today about setting up. And I think Taylor Gooch would be down for that because I've seen some of his social media, stuff like that. I think this would be a fun thing for him. We can do it at Belmar.
Let him bring a tour player. We'll still beat him.
We can do it at
now that's stupid.
We can do it at Belmar. We can do it at Belmar. We could do it at Jimmy
Ask
Austin.
him if he remembers his 8th grade trip to OU and the old guy that walked him around the
coast. He doesn't remember that. He does not remember the old guy the golf
Did you
bod
say
guy
old gay guy?
The old guy. Gosh, what is wrong with you? Well, nothing's wrong with that if I were gay, but I'm just saying you don't talk about that kind of stuff on public.
Well, I didn't know if you were gonna have to go home and tell your girlfriend something. I wasn't sure what that statement you just made.
So I've given a student a lesson. He has 2 young girls, and Breon, you'll appreciate this. Well, I don't know. You might be offended.
Will he though?
I'm offended. So then we'll be even. So he was trying to say, like, what's that teacher's name? And he's trying to describe her. He's like, yeah, the black lady. And the kids are like, Dad, you can't say that. And he was like, what? Like the lady, like, he couldn't, but I guess schools are now so politically correct.
They are.
You can't say anything. Like,
yeah,
and he's not racist by
that.
any means, but he's like, I mean, my kids are just the next generation, it's going to be.
And the
totally
poor guy
different.
didn't mean anything by it. He was just trying to say that lady,
her, and he was trying to stay away
her.
from race or anything. But he's like, because it was right there, and he was just like, the colored lady, and they're like, you can't say that kind of stuff, Dad. They're like 6 years old. Like,
look, I can't tell y'all how many times I've been on the range, and then someone's tried to explain someone that they saw me at the range, and they're like, oh, the big black guy. That doesn't offend me at all. Like, I mean, that's what I am.
As a big ripped white guy. I mean, do I get offended? No.
Yeah, the golf ball.
I'm the big
no one's going to be saying that. No one.
Real nice tan, white complexion,
Oh my gosh.
All right, so let's catch up a little bit before we get into a few golf topics. Taylor, how have you been? How was your holiday? All that good stuff.
Gosh, it was a mess. So crazy, sad enough, I didn't even get to put up a tree. I was so busy. So my family owns a meat company, Cusack Meats, and I have been working nonstop since October. Like I'm talking 7 days a week, no sleep. It's been crazy. And with the vaccine coming out, FedEx, UPS, every package has been delayed. Every package has been, everyone's like, well, I want it. We live in such a society right now. If it's not at our doorstep in 24 hours, I'm going to throw a fit.
Yeah.
And it's so crazy. We're shipping, a perishable item and we're trying to rush it as fast as we possibly can. And with COVID, it's been a nightmare.
Yeah, I can
Been a
imagine.
nightmare.
Talking about that instant, delivery and stuff. I at my girlfriend's family's white elephant gift thing. Like I saw stuff I liked, so I just got on Amazon Prime and ordered it, and I had it by the time I got back home because we're in Austin. But I was like, I mean, that's how it is now. Like, and I'm pretty sure her mom did that to me because I was talking about how like I used to always get cologne for my birthday and Christmas from my mom, and I had like 50 bottles of cologne. And now I'm finally like out. And I was like, man, why I need to go home to get a bottle of cologne for Christmas, And then like after her mom was like, oh, you have another gift coming, and it was cologne. But she probably did the same thing, Like it didn't get here in time. I used to do that when people get you a gift, you didn't get them one. I'm like, oh, it was delayed. So
yeah, I do that all.
That explains where my gift is.
Yeah, your gift is definitely delayed. Yeah, your gift is definitely delayed. Yeah,
Rion, what'd you do?
So me, it's been more just at the studio working on things. I've came up with some good systems for a green screen, gotten some new furniture. We now have 3 cameras in the studio. When JJ came, we only had a 2-camera system. So now we've got 3, working on a 4th. Just really been building that out, and then just trying to stay away from whatever this new COVID variant is and all that good stuff. But for the most part, just kind of staying low, doing work. I did hit golf balls though, 2 days now.
What is the weather like in Houston?
Today it's raining, but it's been like 70.
70.
Yeah, it's been like 70, but it's raining
Yesterday
today.
was 25.
Nah, that wouldn't work.
Hey, today could be 80. You don't know. It's so close.
Yeah.
I'm so jealous. Jealous.
But I did hit golf balls. And didn't lose much, since I had been doing my flexibility drills and stuff like that in the gym, some of my TPI stuff, I was able to keep a lot of my range of motion. And actually, speaking of big black guy at the range, a guy comes up to me. This was on Monday at Wildcat. They've got these new mats. Finally, they replaced those mats. JJ, you remember those old ones they used to have where you could hit the club?
When I went back there 2016, those were brand new. I paid for half those mats.
By 2020 this summer, they were, you could swing your golf club and get stuck in the mat.
Oh, like that's how. They're a busy place. Like, yeah, that's how. Replace them every year.
Well, they got some brand new ones now that are really nice. And so this guy comes up to me. And he was like, hey, we want to know, are you a Texans player? And I was like, why? He was like, because, I always
built like
a
truck.
I'm not, though. I'm a normal size human. So I went to the far side of the range because I went and asked. I was like, hey, can I just go over there? Like, oh, you must be special. And I was like, no, I'm just trying to chip in, putt, and hit balls. So they drove all the way around just to ask me. I was like, no, I just know the people on the inside. Leave me alone.
And if you would have said yes, I mean, what would they have done? Can we take a picture with you? You should have said yes.
No, I don't do that. No, I do not do that. I refuse. So
while you're taking a picture of me, check out Golf Pod.
Yeah, I do tell them that anytime anyone asks what I do, I say I do a podcast and I play tennis for a living. That's what I always say. So people look at me like I'm strange when I say that. But hey,
have you ever played tennis?
Yes, I played tennis a lot. My mom played tennis in college. So
I played since
like 6th grade because I was terrible. I never wanted to go back.
Yeah, tennis is hard though. To me it's the most difficult sport, just because it's cardiovascular and hand-eye coordination together, and it's difficult. So, but JJ, how about your holiday? Other than when you went to Mexico, let's talk about after that, since we already talked about your Mexican vacation.
So, let's see. I did the white elephant gift thing in Austin. Visited my girlfriend's family. I played golf. So, I played really well that last round, feeling good. I go out to Hearthstone to play with some guys. Oh, Tyler White. We need to have him on.
Nice.
He's the guy who played for the Astros. I don't know. I was just, I hit like a cut every time. So I was just hitting a dead pull. So I was like 6 over through 7. I was like,
And
man, that feels so good.
you think we could beat a PGA Tour player with you?
Hey, I came back, made 3 birdies on the back. It was like a 74, 75. I was respectable. Okay. I just had to get the rust off. It's been a couple weeks. So that's how I know I'm back. So we can take them. But that's about it. Oh, then I got back. It must have been both of my gaming computers for both simulators crashed on me within like 2 days of each other. Oh,
No
so
way.
I just bit the bullet, finally bought one new one because my other computer's only a year old. I was like, all right, I'm replacing this. It's a year old. So I took that in, finally got it back yesterday, and it works like it's new. So now we're back up and running. So it's been kind of a headache.
Nice.
Because I was out of town for a week, so I was teaching a ton, and then they both, like, you get the blue screen of death. One of them wouldn't turn on, and then one was blue screen of death. And,
Wow.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Yeah, I need to come up there and come to the indoor. So let's talk about golf resolutions. Taylor had sent us a cool link before, and this said 7 common sense New Year's resolutions that golfers can make. But since we're not a common sense podcast, I don't want to come up with common sense resolutions. But for the reference, to let people know, the first resolution they said was practice more short putts. So my 2 high-level golfers, do you all agree that should be a resolution people make? Practicing more short putts. And when they say short putt, they mean inside 10 feet.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, why do you say that?
I suck within 10 feet. I mean, I can lag it down there, but if I hit it close and I'm like shaking over the putt because I'm like, oh, I really want to get a birdie. And I'm trying to over focus, and then I just end up missing the whole thing. So I would definitely.
So that sounds like mental game to me.
But even though it is mental,
hey, you
still need to
fully
practice
commit
it.
to it, and if you after the stroke you say I totally trusted that, and if it misses, then you can say it's your putting stroke.
I'm not kidding. When I played in college, I probably missed at least 10 2-foot putts.
What?
Not even kidding. Not in tournaments.
Oh,
and it was
hit it
so bad. So bad.
on the 8th hole at Hearthstone. I my ball mark was like this far from the hole, and it scooted past like 2.5 feet, and I 3-putted it. So I was going to get off the bogey train, and I lifted out and went like 4 feet by, and then I lifted out again. And I was like, all right, I'm picking this one up. I'm taking the putt.
All right, JJ, the next one for you, it says, regardless, stay in play off the tee, even if you sacrifice distance. Do you agree with that as a New Year's resolution?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's what I mean. I tell the average golfer, recreational golfer shoots 100 according to the USGA. They play like once or twice a month. So like a avid golfer. So, but think about that. That's what, 28 over par on a par 72. So you could take your 6-iron and, you're playing 6,300 yards, go whatever club, like whatever iron, a wedge, a putter, and you're going to make some doubles because when you hit a terrible shot, but you're probably going to shoot like 20 over, 25 over. But yeah, it's pretty easy to shoot bogey golf if you just keep it in play. And then pros, it's hard to come back from doubles and triples, but a bogey that's just one birdie to get it back. You just can't make those big numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I agree with that. All right, next one. I'll take this one. This says aim for the middle of the greens. So my biggest problem, being the amateur on the pod, is I do try to pin seek. Like sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm playing Tiger Woods Golf 1999, and you remember how you could spin the little button and make sure that it landed right next to the hole? I think I'm going to do that when I'm playing golf. But this says it doesn't matter. Just aim to the middle of the green regardless, and that's going to save you strokes. So that is something that I plan to adopt versus just trying to fly at flags, especially when I hit a good drive. I think, oh, I'm 100 yards out. I'm flying directly at this flag, and I end up duffing it or pushing it way right or pushing it way left. So aiming at the middle of the green, I do agree with that one.
Well, it depends because mentally, if you can commit to that, well, not so much where the pin is, but like you get, greens that go this way and this way. So the middle of the green, you might have like 3 steps behind the flag or 3 steps short of the flag. So I'd aim more to the fat part of the green.
Okay,
That's
I mean,
true.
I guess that's probably even a better thing.
The most part
better.
the thing that's helped me the most when I realized this as a coach is like in Decade Golf, Scott Fawcett he has an elaborate system. But if you have access to a launch monitor, go hit 10 7-irons when you're loose and just think about tempo and see what you're and commit to it. And you should have a consistent miss, right? So I did 10 7-irons and I was like 8 yards right of the target, like 25 feet, right? So then I played the tournament at Westwood in June or July, whatever that was. And on the book, I would just go like safe side of the hole, and then I would go 8 yards, my average miss to the left, depending on where I wanted to finish, because the percentages say I'm gonna curve it 8 yards. Tour pros do that with like 50 shots on every club in their bag. But if you just like start, like if you had an 8 yard cut, just line up left center of evergreen and just cut it. It's gonna cut every time.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
But it depends on your mentality and like what you can like I believe I'm going to cut it. So it's when I draw it, then I don't know why I try to draw it, but whatever you can be confident in, like maybe hitting center of the green, trying to hit it straight, maybe lead right or left. Like if you can believe in that, but because I've been that too. Like if I try to hit it straight, it's going to go 5 yards one way or the other. I'm good enough to do that. So just aim right at it and
that makes sense. All right, Taylor, this one for you. And I've seen some of your stuff on your Fox show where y'all kind of talk about this. It says improve your balance before shots, like making sure you're like stable and balanced. So do you agree with that? Is that something that golfers should try to take into 2021?
Without a doubt. If you don't have balance, you don't have a golf swing. If you can't be stable enough standing over the golf ball and commit to being in just one position, and you can't be swaying. Then if you're swaying, the club starts swaying, and then you dip, and then you chunk it, and then you hit it in the teeth, and so many factors come in from no balance. So if you don't have balance, you don't have anything. I would definitely say that helps.
Yeah, when I first, Breon, we did it like with all this technology, I've realized like your body turn, how you move dictates swing position. So if you're out of balance, your swing positions are off. But I usually like beginners, or not even beginners, sometimes good players, but if just tell them to hold their pose like in a balanced finish, and they'll create balance throughout their swing, because like your subconscious knows I gotta balance, or a lot of people, if you think about your footwork, just like being balanced in the center of your feet like the whole time, then they, create better positions. So,
all right, JJ, this one for you. Fix your fundamentals. It says that golfers sometimes don't even have good grips, good stance, or good posture. Get with a coach and fix your fundamentals. So would you agree with that as a resolution for 2021?
Yeah, I would say someone that's never played golf, just picking it up, go strictly by the fundamentals, tempo and posture and all that. But if you're someone that's played, so fundamentals to me is just like alignment straight. So we know left from right. Like, we have a fundamental grip, which they've done research and that allows you to hinge. But go look at John Rahm. He's like this. Tiger's weak, So if you tell, a 15-20 handicap, go to fundamentals, I'm sure they've already manipulated their swing to create a matchup that works with whatever position they have, works somewhat. So if you change this, it's not going to match up with that. And now they're really screwed.
Okay.
So, because not everyone needs the same fundamentals. To try to keep it.
So maybe focus on just one thing instead of telling them 20 different things.
I would focus on like ball position. I'm hesitant to change grips unless it's direct correlation to what's going on. But go look at, there's various grips. But yes, if you're just starting golf, I would go purely fundamental.
Okay. And then the last one for me, I'll take, it says, get fit. It says, golf fitness has become more of a thing over the last 10 years. Fitting. No, like get fit, like with your body. So
notice how we didn't give it to JJ or
golf body's already fit. He doesn't need it. I'm the person that needs that. So
you gotta have balance.
I would say
somewhat active.
You gotta be stable.
Yeah. I would say that the thing that has even saved me during this whole COVID stuff is actually just working out in general and kind of keep some form of health and exercise as a part of my routine will also help me as I go play golf in 2021. Just because, the golf swing for people who don't play, it doesn't appear to be that taxing on the body, but it is. I mean, after
you use different muscles and all that.
Yeah. So I think that people who just think you're around just walking and hanging out. Now, there's a lot of beer drinking or a lot of hanging out, but if you really want to be good at golf, it's going to take a lot out of your body.
Yeah, you can still have fun and drink beer, but when you're working out, if you do just like a general weight training program, just throw in some mobility, stability, dynamic movement type stuff. And it does when I do it, when I'm in that phase of my golf ball training, like I feel so much better swinging a club. It's amazing.
Yeah,
it does. Phase of your golf bod training. What phase is that?
What phase are you?
It's been years.
8-ounce curls?
I'm on the farthest side of the spectrum. No, well, I mean, it's more like what's a carton of ice cream? How many ounces of that? I'm not so much a beer. I mean, I have a few beers like when I go out, but I like candy and stuff a lot better.
You said that so gingerly. I like candy.
All right, a couple quick things before we get out of here. Of course, happy birthday to Tiger Woods
and LeBron.
45. I mean, LeBron doesn't play no golf, so we don't have to give him any.
But you're Lebronald Palmer.
Yeah, but I don't look.
As Bree on side smiles. Like,
yeah, I don't. No need to give LeBron any shine, but Tiger is 45 now, and the question I want to pose to you two is he done with his prime? Is there a chance for him to still win the major record? Does he have 3 more majors in him?
Yes and yes. He's out of his prime, but he's still good enough to win when he's playing well.
Okay. Taylor, what do you think?
And he has the most experience, and he's than anyone if he gets going good that week.
I agree with JJ. I mean, I don't ever want to compare Tiger to someone else, but look how Dustin Johnson in his prime in 2020, and he just hit the ground running and just dominated.
Rory and Dustin have that gear. I don't know if it's quite the Tiger gear, but when they're on, no one can beat them.
But you have to think, guys. Tiger's been hurt. Tiger's had so many surgeries. Tiger's trying to come back. But when is it really going to?
I don't think he's ever really going to. I think he may have like that 2018 Masters week, maybe a time or 2, maybe 3. But
yeah,
I always stuck with him that he'll win another major, so I'm still sticking with him.
Is the Masters
50 something and win probably?
Is the Masters his best chance moving forward to break the record?
Yeah, but he can compete anywhere.
Okay.
I mean, he just loves Augusta, so.
Yeah, he does, and that's a course where you don't have to be super long. You
don't have to hit it super straight.
You don't have to hit it super straight.
If he gets his putting, he needs to get his back good enough to practice his putting.
Yeah,
I think we do need to touch on another important subject, Charlie.
And that is Charlie Wood's debut. So Taylor, we'll let you take it. What do you think of the 11-year-old phenom now that looks like he might take the golf world by storm?
So I was kind of talking to my dad about this the other day. Do you think he's going to follow in his dad's footsteps and maybe go play either in college then professionally, or is he going to go straight into professional? Or is this just he's just really good at golf and maybe he doesn't want to follow in his dad's footsteps? He's being so compared to his dad. He's his own person that we kind of forget about. We're trying to think he's just a little Tiger Woods, and what if maybe he doesn't want to disappoint his dad? What do you think? I mean, he's 11.
And I don't know. I'm just going off that week in the interviews with like Justin Thomas and stuff. But he's a cocky little kid.
He is.
He seems
Who's his dad?
He seems to embrace it. So I mean, look at like Jack Nicklaus had a son, Gary, who went on, played on at Ohio State, and then played on tour. I think Charlie. I mean, he just from the perception I got of that week, he seems to really like it and has fun, and he's talking crap to Justin. Did you hear Justin Thomas before it started? I guess him and Tiger, I don't remember the exact details. They took Charlie out for like 9 holes when Justin, I think, was number 1 in the world. And Charlie, I'm sure, was playing forward tees, but he was beating him on like going into the last hole. And so they're standing there and he's like, he's like, so Charlie was saying this. He's like, so I'm beating the number one player in the world, and then the supposed best player ever, like, and just like looked at him, like, and
I love
Justin's
that.
like, it was so funny, but I was so mad, like, I got to birdie this hole, and he said he birdied it to beat him, like,
Well,
and he's like, he's only 11 years old, but he just got it,
what's
talks a
funny
lot
is
of crap.
they said that he broke 70 from the forward tees with his own ball if they would have let him play like at that
That's
PNC.
insane.
Like he would have broke 70 from the forward
Well, I
tees.
mean, there was kids, like, and kids are a lot even better now. But I mean, when I was 11 and 12 at like Junior Worlds, we were shooting around par. I mean, the kids. I mean, the kid that won was shooting under par. But Charlie has, I guess Justin Thomas's dad teaches him.
Yeah, that's his coach. Yeah, that's his coach.
Pretty cool. I was wondering, I was like, who is teaching him? Because that's an interesting.
Yeah, because
But
Tiger.
what a name to hold to follow.
Agreed.
Like,
Oh yeah,
your dad is Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
But I mean, he seems to joke and talk crap to, he doesn't seem to care right now, but
yeah, at some point
that kind of attitude, and he's happy he has Tiger's genetics and Tiger's knowledge, to make him great.
At some point the pressure will hit him, because I remember, I mean, y'all don't follow basketball as much as I do, but I remember when Michael Jordan's son was the best high school player, quote unquote, and I think the pressure got to him, and he ended up at University of Central Florida. He didn't even make it to like a.
Yeah, I thought one of them played at Illinois or something.
That's the one I'm talking about. So he started there, but then he ended up going to like UCF. Didn't even really play at a major, and I just think the pressure of living up to
that's the thing.
You're Michael Jordan's son.
It's like I was a good putter when I was 12. That was before I knew about putting. Now that I think about it, and I'm mature enough to know like that could make me money, I'm like, I can't make it.
But he doesn't have he doesn't have the money problem. Think about him.
There's pros and cons.
He doesn't have any problem with money. Like he no putt to him.
He has the
genetics
worst and the resources to be as good as he wants to be.
Agreed.
And it's up to him if he wants to go under. Oh, I don't want to be in my dad's shadow, or I'm going to beat his records. Like he's talking right now.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's
how Tiger was. I mean, Tiger wanted to be Jack Nicklaus's. It wasn't his dad, but it didn't fade. Maybe Charlie has that same mindset. I'm better than my dad. I was beating him and the number one player in the world. I'm only 11.
Yeah. All right. So before we get out of here, Taylor, any plans for New Year's Eve? And we're recording this on New Year's Eve, by the way. Any plans for New Year's Eve? Or are you staying COVID-free?
I'm going to stay COVID free. Definitely. I wish I could say I was going to go do something spectacular and, get in the big old sparkly dress and heels, but it's supposed to be icing tonight in Oklahoma, and Taylor will not be on the road driving. So I am going to be in bed.
JJ, anything for New Year's Eve for you, sir?
My sister and her boyfriend are coming out. We're going to have drinks at our house. I think eat somewhere, maybe.
Nice.
They're making the plan.
Food is always involved with JJ.
I don't think I'll make it to midnight.
Houston is wide open. Like all of our places are open in Houston. So if you wanted to really have a good time and you're listening to this in the ether, fly to Houston today and everything is open. Nothing is closed. You'll be able to hang out at all the clubs, bars you want to, because we did not
get a
close
Southwest flight real quick. I mean, no one's flying. So
and I don't plan to do anything. I will probably watch. So there's this movie on Netflix. Neither one of you have children, but I would encourage your listeners with children. There's a movie on Netflix called We Can Be Heroes. It's a movie about little kids that try to become heroes. Aww. Terrible movie. Terrible. Oh. But I've watched it 7 times with my daughter right now. And I'll probably watch it. Yeah, for whatever reason, kids love thinking they can be heroes. Now she wants to be like Shark Girl or Noodle Boy. Like these are terrible heroes. But
Noodle Boy?
I don't think I ever wanted to be a hero. I never got into like the G.I. Joes and Spider-Man.
So we're probably gonna make it a movie night, and I'm sure my wife and my daughter they'll definitely be out before midnight. I'll probably be the only person who stays up just to make sure that the world doesn't end. Since how crazy 2020 has been, I will definitely be up by midnight. So
no joke. That sounds fun.
Yep. So that's been episode 38 of the Golf Performance Group podcast. If you like what you heard,
I thought it was 37.
Nah, this is 38, right? Or did I already mess it up? Hold on, let me see. Give me 1 second. I just had it. I can't find it.
We'll
Yes,
call
this
it
is 37.
37.5.
This is 37. 37 and a half at this point. So if you like what you heard, follow us on Instagram at golf_pod. Follow Taylor at Taylor Cusack. Follow JJ at JJ Wood Golf or Golf Performance Group, right?
Correct.
And then follow me at Lebronald Palmer. And we're going to keep giving you content. I appreciate the people who do listen. Give us 5 stars. You can find us on all of your favorite streaming platforms. Anything else y'all want to say before we get out of here?
I got to go organize some wires on my new computer before my lesson gets here. So
Be safe tonight. It's amateur night.
It is.
amateur
All right.
hour.
We're out.
All right.
Thank you.